To review regular machine applique without embroidery, for those that don't have an embroidery machine, or if you just want to review some regular machine applique techniques, the first thing I'm going to do is I just trace my shape onto some Steam 2. So I just printed out a letter here, and you could take any shape you want. I'm going to trace it onto the Steam 2 first. So after tracing the shape, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to remove the back piece off of the Steam 2, and this is sticky. So I can just take my fabric and stick it down. Now you want to make sure that if necessary, you've mirror imaged your shape. In this case, it's not going to matter. So after I've stuck this down, then I'm going to trim around the shape, and then I'll press it, and then that will be permanently applied to the Steam 2. So once I have pressed the seam to the back and I've trimmed out my shape, I've cut it out, I can peel that paper off, and this side is now sticky. So I like the Steam 2 because it's double-sided adhesive, and then I can just stick that shape right where I want it to be, and it allows me to lift and reposition, make sure it's wherever it is I want to be. And then I can always, when I press it, then it's permanent, but it's repositionable until I press it. I'll now just review some basic applique techniques. Now, we did do a whole class on lots of applique techniques a few months ago, so if you missed that video, let me know and we can send you that recording. So just to review some basic techniques, all the machines that have the sewing applications page, I'm just going to go right there. So I'm going to select applique. Now that would include the S7, the 9400, 9450, 12,000, 15,000, even the 11,000 has the sewing applications. So when I go to applique, everything here is already set for me. I'm going to choose the right justified zigzag stitch. That's going to give me a satin stitch. If you notice my width, my length, my tension, my foot pressure, everything has been preset for me, so I'm good to go. I can always make any changes if I want, but this is going to give me a perfect satin stitch. And I'm going to activate my auto pivot, so that's going to allow me to auto pivot at the corners. Now I'm using my open toe F foot. I like it for the visibility. I've chosen a right justified, which means it's going to set up on the right side. Any tapering will done off the right justified stitch. So I like to start kind of at a straight area here, and I'm just going to start by dropping the needle right on the outside edge of my applique. Now as I get to a curve, I'm coming to an inside curve. So I'm going to need to stop on the inside swing when I get to that inside curve to do any pivoting. So as I pivot here, I need to make sure I stop on the inside swing. My foot lifts for me. So any pivoting on an inside curve has to be on the inside swing. I'll come out, and now I'm coming to an outside corner. I'm going to stop on the outside of the outside corner. I like to pivot 45 degrees and just drop a couple stitches in there, stop on the outside swing again, come around, and I'm coming to another outside corner. I'm going to stop on the outside swing of the outside corner. I'm going to pivot 45 degrees, drop a couple stitches, stop on the outside swing again, and come around. So those are my basic applique techniques for curves and corners. So again, I'm coming to another outside corner. We'll stop on the outside swing, pivot, drop a couple stitches. So always pivot. It's outside corner, outside swing, inside corner, inside swing. We have outside corner again. And now I'm coming to an inside curve. So as I pivot on an inside curve, I have to stop on the inside swing. So just those few basic rules will help you to achieve some nice applique techniques. So we'll just come all the way around and finish this shape. I also have tearaway stabilizer on the back that I'll remove when I'm all done. So I'm just going to remove the stabilizer on the back. And now I've completed this pennant with cover stitch, rolled hem, and some manual applique.